Somewhere in your brain, right now, something is quietly changing, and most people over 50 have no idea it's happening. I'm Dr. Michael, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you something that surprised even me when I first read the research. Here's the strange part. It's not genetics doing most of the damage. It's not bad luck either. Researchers looked at dementia cases all over the world, millions of people, different countries, different lifestyles, and they found something that should make you sit up straight. Nearly half of those cases were linked to things people could actually control, not fate, not DNA. Choices. That means the story you've been told, that memory loss just happens, that it's random, that some people get lucky brains and others don't. That story is incomplete. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Some of the biggest threats to your brain aren't even happening in your head. They're happening in your heart. Stay with me, because this connection is one most people never hear about until it's too late. Your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol. These numbers aren't just about your heart. They are quietly shaping your brain year after year, decade after decade. In one major clinical study, adults over 50 who lowered their blood pressure to a specific number saw something remarkable happen. Their risk of developing early memory problems actually dropped. Not maybe, not theoretically. In a real controlled trial with real people tracked for years. That number was 120. If your systolic blood pressure sits above that for years, especially during your 40s, 50s, and 60s, your brain is absorbing the consequences long before you'd ever notice a single symptom. And here's the part that makes it dangerous. High blood pressure doesn't announce itself. No pain, no warning signs, no alarm bell. It just works in silence, day after day, while you go about your life feeling completely fine. That silence is exactly why so many people miss it. Now here's something that might surprise you even more. You've probably heard that brain games and memory apps can keep your mind sharp. Puzzles, word games, number games. All of it marketed as brain protection. But when researchers dug deep into the evidence, they found something most people don't expect. No specific brain game has ever been proven to prevent decline. Not one. Some studies show small improvements in the exact skill you practiced. If you train on memory tasks, you might get slightly better at memory tasks. But that improvement doesn't reliably spread out and protect your brain in real life the way people hope. So if you've been relying on an app to protect your memory, you need to hear what actually works instead. Movement, not extreme workouts, not anything complicated, just consistent aerobic activity. Walking, cycling, swimming, anything that gets your heart working steadily. Out of everything scientists have tested for brain aging, this is one of the very few things with real, repeated evidence behind it. Your heart rate goes up. Blood flow increases. And somehow, your brain benefits in ways researchers are still working to fully understand. But movement alone isn't the whole picture. There's more happening beneath the surface, and this next part might change how you think about aging completely. Some people reach 80 years old with a brain that looks almost the same as it did in their 30s. Barely any shrinkage, sharp memory, quick thinking. Doctors call them super agers. Others decline much faster, same age, completely different outcome. Scientists are still trying to understand exactly why this happens. But one pattern keeps showing up again and again in the research. People who kept learning throughout their lives. People who challenge their minds with new skills, new hobbies, new ideas. They seem to build something researchers call cognitive reserve. Think of it like a buffer, a cushion your brain builds up over the years. So even if aging starts to chip away at it, there's more left underneath to protect you. Which raises a bigger question. What are you doing right now today that's either building that reserve or slowly draining it? Sleep matters here too. Deep, consistent sleep is when your brain does some of its most important cleanup work. Poor sleep over many years has been linked to faster cognitive decline. And there's one more factor people almost never talk about. Loneliness. Staying socially connected isn't just good for your mood. It appears to protect your brain the same way exercise does. Isolation, on the other hand, quietly wears on cognitive health, silently, slowly, without warning signs, until one day something feels different. Now, before you start panicking about every forgotten name or misplaced set of keys, here's something important you need to hear. Some slowing down is completely normal. It doesn't mean disease is coming. It doesn't mean you're on a path to dementia. Doctors are very clear on this point. If you're occasionally a little slower recalling a word, or you walk into a room and forget why for a second, that's not the alarm bell people assume it is. But if changes are happening more often, and they genuinely concern you or the people around you, that is worth an honest conversation with your doctor. Not fear, not searching your symptoms online at midnight. Just a real conversation with someone who can actually evaluate you. Let's talk about something else people get wrong: supplements. Walk into any pharmacy and you'll see bottles promising to boost brain health or protect memory. Fish oil, ginkgo, special vitamin blends. Right now, there is no supplement proven to prevent Alzheimer's or cognitive decline. None. Some recent research suggests a basic daily multivitamin might offer a small memory benefit in older adults, but that's a modest finding, not a miracle cure. If a bottle is promising to reverse brain aging, that's a red flag, not a breakthrough. The same caution applies to low-dose aspirin. Some studies suggest a possible link to better cognitive scores. Other larger studies find no protective effect at all. The evidence is genuinely mixed, and that's worth knowing before anyone tells you it's a simple fix. Here's what actually has strong evidence behind it: managing your cardiovascular health, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, staying physically active, protecting your hearing and your vision, because untreated hearing loss, in particular, has been linked to higher dementia risk, staying socially connected, getting consistent, quality sleep, and continuing to learn new things throughout your life. None of these are flashy, none of them come in a bottle with a dramatic label, but they are the factors researchers keep coming back to, again and again, study after study. Now, I want to be honest with you about something because you deserve the full picture, not just the exciting parts. You may have heard the statistic that up to 45% of dementia cases could be prevented by addressing these lifestyle factors. That number comes from a major 2024 scientific report, and it's a real widely cited estimate. But even that number isn't settled science carved in stone. When other researchers tried to test that model on a real group of people over many years, only some of the risk factors actually held up the way the model predicted. Some experts have raised concerns that these estimates might be a little inflated. I'm telling you this, not to take away the hope, but to give you something more valuable than hope: the truth. The truth is this: nothing guarantees you'll avoid cognitive decline. Not exercise, not blood pressure control, not any of it. Genetics still plays a role that lifestyle can't fully override for everyone, but the odds move, quietly and meaningfully, in your favor, when you take these factors seriously. So, here's what all of this really means for you. Your brain at 50, 60, even 70, is not locked into one unchangeable path. It's being shaped right now, today, by decisions that seem small in the moment. What you eat, how often you move your body, whether you know your blood pressure number and actually manage it, whether you keep learning something new, whether you pick up the phone and call someone you care about instead of letting another week pass in silence. None of it guarantees anything. The brain doesn't work in guarantees, but it tilts the odds. And when you're talking about something as important as your memory, your independence, your ability to recognize the people you love, tilted odds matter enormously. There's one more thing I want to leave you with. Somewhere out there, a person your exact age, with your exact starting point, is making different choices than you are right now. Small ones: a walk instead of the couch, a phone call instead of silence, a doctor's visit instead of ignoring a number on a chart. 10 years from now, those small choices will have compounded into two very different outcomes. So the real question isn't whether your brain will change as you age. It will. That part is certain for all of us. The real question is whether you'll be the one shaping how it changes. And that answer starts long before anyone else ever notices a difference.